the duplicated dispute from the dispute list, change the dispute type of a draft dispute, and remove reason code explanation. I am the presenter. Can you pass me the presenter, Punit?
Yes, now.
Okay, just to let you know, I'm recording this meeting for documentation purposes. Well, we'll start with LSS 719, duplicate the dispute from the dispute details page. This is the current UX we are proposing. As you can see, as you can see, the user can click on the icon, on the more icon. This will display a dropdown that with the option duplicate dispute, and this will create another dispute with a different dispute ID and all in editable mode and in draft status, as you can see here. Some questions regarding this particular feature. First of all, how often do you find in the situation that you want to only copy the information from the dispute without relating it to the original dispute?
Wouldn't you say related, going forward with these, so this new dispute that was just created, when I do a global search on that pro, I'm now going to see this new dispute that I copied over and any other previous disputes. Is that correct?
Yes. I was talking about, for example, in the case that there's a closed dispute that wants to be, for example, related to a new dispute that is created, because it's the same problem, basically. It's the same issue that we are trying to solve.
Right.
And how often this happens, if it happens?
If I'm understanding the question correctly, whenever we decline the original dispute, 99% of the time we're going to get a follow-up or related dispute challenging that decision. So it happens regularly.
Okay.
And it's not uncommon for the so we call them rebuttals, for the claimant to come back and rebuttal our decision multiple times. So we could have a dispute with 2 or 3 or 4 claims related to it.
Okay. This is a regular use case for OCC or DRP or both?
For OCC. The additional thing is for OCCs, if a customer challenges our decision, it's not uncommon for us to need to do a W&I appeal if that was an expected shipment. So that happens quite regularly as well. And it's not uncommon for a DRP to be issued against a pro, and then, or a cargo claim, and then an overcharge claim. So it's pretty regular that it's very common to have related disputes.
Okay. And which is the current solution that you are using to resolve this matter?
We're just creating a new dispute from the start to finish. Just have to enter all of the data in, and this functionality will allow us to not have to do all that data entry. We just change the needed field.
But it still is not relating those disputes, right?
So yes, I don't think, Martin, it's about the related dispute. They're just trying to copy and clone the information on a new dispute, but with the same information that they have on the existing one that has been either cancelled or could be in any status, basically.
Okay, perfect.
Right, Vivian?
Correct.
So there shouldn't be a relation between these disputes. Like, for example, if a user that is working on the duplicated dispute wants to access the whys of how this problem was originated, as you told me in the example of the a rebuttal dispute, they shouldn't be related in any sense. There shouldn't be a connection between those disputes.
As I understand, no. Right, Vivian? So these are not related dispute, right? I mean, if they're going to use the same pro, then they obviously get be like, okay, there is a related dispute on that pro, and that is how they can figure it out. But otherwise, other than that, I don't see any relationship between the two disputes.
But I mean, it could be. It could be that I have this claim with these 5 pros, and I have declined it. And a week later, I get a new claim submitted as a rebuttal against those 5. So they are related. It's a continuation of that issue. But what we do currently is create a new claim.
Right.
And we take it through the
excellent.
process again. So they I mean, it's still related in that regard.
Do you like to have control over deciding when creating this duplicate dispute to relate them or not?
What's the point of relating them in this sense? I mean, as long as we see, if we global search that pro and we see all of the activity, whether it's a DRP or cargo claim or another dispute overcharge claim, that's related. So I'm not sure if I'm following your question about
Okay. Okay. No. You just answered. Perfect. Thank you. Well, just a second. Now we'll go with LSS 1744, duplicate the dispute from the dispute list. This is under research right now. I want to ask some questions regarding this particular feature. Well, the first one would be, how often do you find in this context where you want to make a duplicate of a dispute while working in the dispute list?
So you mean from the dashboard? Just to clarify,
Yes.
Vivian.
Yes.
So basically, the question is like, how often would you at all duplicate a dispute from the dispute list or dashboard?
Yes, this particular feature connects with the possibility of duplicating, maybe duplicating multiple disputes.
No, but what do you mean multiple? Because if you say select multiple disputes and you click on duplicate dispute, it's just still going to open one window, right? It's not going to open multiple windows that you will see multiple duplicated, newly created.
The experience may vary.
Yeah, go ahead, Vivian.
I don't know that we want to do a mass duplicate process.
Right.
That's not the intent of that. It's more one-off situation, even though it would be a regular occurrence. I wouldn't see the need for us to go down and select 10 and duplicate 10 disputes. I wouldn't. I guess it could, but I don't see why we would want to do that.
And when you are duplicating or you're deciding that you want to duplicate a dispute, you are looking at the information from the dispute, or you can do it just with the dispute ID?
We're looking at the information.
You're looking at the
information. It's the same claimant. We know it's the same, pretty much pros. It's a rebuttal to a previously decided dispute. when it comes in and we key it in, we already know that they're coming back. Their email or their correspondence is going to tell us that they don't agree with our decision and they want us to review it again. So we know all the information is the same for the most part. Same dollar amount, same pros, same claimant.
Okay, excellent. So it may apply to have a single option to duplicate the dispute from the dispute list.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Well, moving to a new feature we are releasing on is the first version of dispute history. This is to let you know, it's only a list of the dispute status history of a dispute. We previously seen a similar feature with a tooltip that you can select the status and will display a tooltip. I showed you a couple of weeks ago. This feature evolved to be part of the dispute history umbrella. As you can see, this we have two available flows for this. Being the first one, the ability to do it through the dispute page by clicking on the more icon, and we'll click the view dispute, and this will show just here. This will show initially will show the dispute ID, the current status, the last updated person, and the last updated date. And on the bottom, it will display a table showing all the statuses, all the updates, who update that status, and the date that was updated.
So I think, I mean, I let Vivian and these folks talk about it, but I think it would make sense if we can add time as well, Martin. I think we talked about it, right? You and I.
Time?
To have the time. To add the timestamp?
Yeah, sure. I understand. We discussed in a previous meeting, we discussed that time wasn't that important, but I want to go back into this matter. We can be, as I understand, I think technically we can be as specific as possible.
Right.
Showing,
I mean,
for example,
Vivian and you folks can tell, right, if timestamp is going to help or not make a difference.
And I'm looking at that date format. That looks a little off. I think in previous history, it normally shows time.
Yeah, the date format is, it's going to be the month, date, and year, right?
Okay. And the reason I say that is if there are multiple corrections done
on the same day. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I said. Exactly. Yeah.
To make that distinguish. I mean, distinguish the two would be important.
Yep, that's exactly what my point was too. Yeah, that's why we need timestamp. If there are multiple actions taken on the same dispute on one single day, you don't know like what happened at what time, right? What happened before and after. So timestamp would definitely help determine that.
Perfect. Excellent. Any other thing that you wish to have or you find out within the current flow?
On the dispute history, can we